Hey there, it's Carrie Rhoades here. Welcome back to the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. I will be making a cute birthday card for you today using one of the coolest stencils. Maybe that's because it makes ice cream and I love ice cream. So here we have the little layered ice cream cone stencil set, and it has masks with it, which I am going to use on today's card, but I thought I'd just show you really quick how this stencil creates an ice cream cone. So you have two solid pieces, one for the cone and one for the ice cream itself. They line up with each other very easily, which I love, so you can add on your details. And so here is the detail for the cone. I did a light color and then a darker color for my cone. Very easy to do. And there's plenty of room around these stencil openings, so you don't have to like mask everything else off. I love that. Quick and easy to use. So now let's move on to the ice cream layer. So I'm going to do purple ice cream because it's Huckleberry season here in Idaho where I live, and so purple ice cream is very popular right now, Huckleberry flavored. So you're going to do your base layer in a little bit lighter color. Really, play with the color combinations that you like and just have fun with it. And then there is a detail layer for the ice cream too, which totally brings this to life, makes it look very realistic. So I'm going to add that next right over the top. And I'm going to come in with a little darker ink for this detail. You really could do tone on tone as well if you did your first layer lightly and then went in with a heavier hand and more ink on the second layer, and that would still look really good too. But do you see how those details really bring this ice cream cone to life? Okay, now we're going to step it up a notch, and this is the panel that I'm going to use for today's card. So I want to make an ice cream cone with 2 scoops because 2 is better than 1. So my top scoop is going to be pink. So I'm starting out with a light pink, and I'm going to do this the same exact way that I did the previous ice cream cone, but you see it's kind of floating up there. But no worries, we're going to add our second scoop next. We just need the top scoop to be added on first. Now I'm going to go in with the detail layers on my cone and then the detail layer on my ice cream, and then we'll move on to adding our last and connecting ice cream scoop. So again, just using that darker color there and a darker pink for the ice cream. It's so easy to do, and I love that it's like fast. You get fast results. You don't have to do like all these steps. It's kind of like instant gratification. So it's such a fun stencil set, and I will be using the mask, so I'll show you how to do that to make this middle ice cream layer fit right in there. So I put some temporary adhesive on the back of the mask and put that right over where I just stenciled, and then I'll bring back the stencil and we'll do that next layer. So I had purple out already, so I might as well do my next layer purple. So we've got maybe like raspberry and huckleberry ice cream on this card today. So we're going to do the same exact thing. Even though that mask is there, it's going to make this appear as if that second scoop is there in the background. So we want to add the detail. You want to make sure the mask is still in place, and then go ahead and add the details. And it just works so nice, and it's so cool that the mask comes with it and you can use that. I love that the stencils are coming that way now. It gives you just so many more possibilities, right? So here we have our double-decker ice cream cone. Oh my word, it's delish. All right, let's turn this into a card. I'm going to set that aside and show you really quick that there is a coordinating die set you can get to go with this stencil. So I have die cut the piece that is the cone with the ice cream on top, and I can stencil right over the top of that and create an ice cream cone. Of course, you could stencil and then die cut as well, but that's, it could be a little bit trickier in case you didn't get the ice cream scoop right where it's supposed to go. So I found it really easy using this grippy mat, or you could tape it in place, and it's super easy to do. So I do have a video using this ice cream cone. I'm going to link it in the top of the video screen right now. And now let's move on to creating today's card. I am adding on some sentiments from the Simply Sentimental birthday stamp and die set. I'm going to stamp a part of the sentiment on pink and part on purple because that's how my ice cream is. I'm prepping my paper here for embossing. So I will ink up both of these sentiments with some clear embossing ink and stamp those right down onto my prepared cardstock. And I'm doing one that's very bold and one stamp that's very detailed. So I'm going to put more pressure on the one at the bottom that's bold and just light pressure on the one at the top. The very detailed or skinny small images, you don't want to press down too hard. It can make the letters kind of get a little bit fat. So be careful there. And then I'm sprinkling on the white embossing powder. I love white embossing powder on colored paper. So very pretty. So those are coated, and then all we have left to do is emboss them with the heat gun. So I'm doing that. You can see that turned out really good on Wishing You a Happy. And then this giant birthday here, I'm embossing it, and I will die cut it out with the coordinating die, but for some reason I did not show that on camera, but there is a great coordinating die set with this stamp set. So I am just using my paper trimmer to trim out the other piece, and when it got really skinny, I just added a little temporary adhesive on the back of that to hold it in place so I could just shave a little piece off of the bottom of this sentiment, and then it's the perfect size. And I'm going to have this go all the way across my card front panel. So now I've got those two pieces ready. I want to have a background, some stripes that show behind my front of my card. So I cut this to 4 inches by 5 1/4, and now I'm going to cut out the center because my card front is going to cover almost all of this. So if you have a paper trimmer with measurements on the arm, you can totally do this and I put my paper on the paper cutter at the 1 inch mark that's on the right hand side of the cutter. See that? And then I'm using the 1 inch mark on the arm of my paper cutter and putting my blade in at 1 inch, stopping at 3 inches. On this side, I'm putting the blade in at 1 inch and stopping at 4 inches. So I've got a little bit of a rectangle here that I can save and use for something else. I didn't waste my paper, and you could also easily do this with a die, a rectangle die, but I had my paper trimmer there and I thought I would show you that fun little tip. You could make the frame smaller also. It was just easiest to tell you 1 inch versus like 3/4 of an inch or, you know, half an inch. So try that out, see if it works for you. All right, now it's time to put everything together. I added my mat of patterned paper. It's from a paper packet, Trinity Stamps. I'll have that linked for you below so you can check it out. And then I am adding my sentiment where I needed to trim off the edges. Then I can glue that panel down, and you can see I've got the little purple stripes showing around the edge. I love that look. And then we have our happy birthday, which I did pop up with foam squares, or just the birthday. Then we're going to embellish. I love all the clay sprinkles that came out in this latest release because there's so many like cake and ice cream and cupcake and popsicle things. So sprinkles went with that so well. And I've used my sprinkles a lot. So I thought I would put purple sprinkles on my purple ice cream and pink on my pink. And then I'm going to add even more sprinkles after that. But I have to say, I love in the sprinkles, there's light pink and dark pink, and there's the same in the purple. That's really fun. So you can kind of better coordinate it with colors that you already have. Then I thought it would look really fun to add in some white. So I'm going to put some white sprinkles on both of the scoops to finish this off. I just love embellishing my cards. I'm not sure about you, but it seems I am always reaching for my embellishments, and Trinity has so many of my favorites in their shop, like these sprinkles. So if you haven't yet checked out the embellishments at Trinity, you need to, because look, they have them in like every color. All the things they have in multiple colors. So it's so very cool. That is today's card. I think this is a really fun birthday card. It's fun to go out for ice cream on your birthday. I have done that with my girlfriends several times. So I thought an ice cream cone birthday card would be really fun. If you would like more inspiration from Trinity Stamps, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook too. I'll see you all again very soon with a new video. Happy stamping! Bye!